Emma Raducanu will never win another Grand Slam. But she's already silenced her haters. This September marks 5 years since Emma Raducanu stood under the bright New York lights and lifted the U.S. Open trophy into the air. She was just 18. She had completed her A-levels weeks earlier. Ranked number 150 in the world, she wasn't even supposed to be in the main draw. And yet, she didn't just win, she made history. Raducanu came through qualifying and won 10 consecutive matches without dropping a single set. No qualifier, male or female, had ever achieved that at a Grand Slam in the Open era. It was one of the most astonishing breakthroughs tennis has ever seen. Nearly 5 years later, the narrative surrounding her has changed dramatically. She hasn't won another Grand Slam. She hasn't lifted another WTA title. She has battled injuries, coaching changes, and suffocating scrutiny. For some critics, that's enough to declare the fairy tale over. But here's the truth. Even if Raducanu never wins another major, she has already shut her haters up, and then some. The impossible standard. The problem with doing something unprecedented is that people begin to expect the unprecedented. Raducanu didn't just win a slam. She delivered one of the greatest underdog stories in modern sport. That kind of meteoric rise distorts expectations. Suddenly, anything less than another trophy feels like failure. But tennis doesn't work that way. Ask former champions how difficult it is to win even one Grand Slam. The sport is ruthless, physically demanding, and mentally unforgiving. The margins are microscopic. Careers are long. Slumps happen. Injuries derail momentum. Raducanu's 2021 victory wasn't a lucky week. It was fearless, controlled, and tactically sharp. She beat seasoned professionals on the biggest stage without showing nerves. That kind of composure cannot be faked. The real issue? She set the bar so high that reality would always struggle to match the miracle. Injuries, pressure, and a weight of fame. Since that magical fortnight in New York, Raducanu's journey has been far from smooth. Injuries disrupted her development at critical stages. Surgery setbacks and recurring physical issues limited her ability to build ranking momentum. But physical challenges weren't the only hurdle. Winning a Grand Slam at 18 didn't just change her ranking. It transformed her life overnight. Sponsorships, endorsements, magazine covers, and constant media attention followed. Every loss became headline news. Every coaching change was dissected. Most players grow gradually into the spotlight. Raducanu was thrown into it at full intensity. And still, she kept going. The Transylvania reminder earlier this month at the Transylvania Open in Cluj, Raducanu reached the final, her first since 2021. She didn't win the trophy, but the run mattered. That IT reminded fans and critics alike that she can still compete at a high level, that her talent hasn't disappeared, that confidence can return. Form in tennis isn't permanent. Neither is doubt. She'll never win another slam. Maybe she won't. History suggests that winning even one Grand Slam is rare enough. Many brilliant players have careers defined by a single major title. That doesn't diminish their achievement. But writing Raducanu off entirely ignores her age, her work ethic, and the unpredictable nature of sport. That she's still young, still evolving, still learning how to manage her body and schedule. Many champions peak in their mid to late 20s, some even later. Declaring her finished at this stage says more about impatience than about her potential. What the haters get wrong: critics often frame her career as a collapse, a flash in the pan moment followed by mediocrity. But let's put this into perspective. She became a Grand Slam champion before most players break into the top 100. She created one of the most iconic tennis stories of the 21st century. She continues to compete on the WTA Tour despite injuries and pressure that would overwhelm many athletes. That's not failure, that's resilience. Her haters expected dominance. Instead, they've witnessed something more human: the struggle to rebuild, to reset, to rediscover rhythm after reaching the summit too quickly. Legacy is already secure. Even if Raducanu never lifts another major trophy, her place in tennis history is guaranteed. Her 2021 run changed conversations about young players. It inspired a generation. It proved that belief and fearless execution can overcome rankings and expectations. And perhaps that's the real victory. Not every champion story is about multiple slams and decade-long reigns. Some are about moments, lightning strikes that remind us why sport captivates us in the first place. Raducanu gave tennis one of those moments. The final word: will Emma Raducanu win another Grand Slam? No one knows. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. But the idea that her career is a disappointment is deeply flawed. She achieved what millions of players dream of, and she did it in a way no one else ever had. 5 years on. The trophies may not have piled up. The journey may have been turbulent, but she has already accomplished something extraordinary, and that alone is enough to silence the doubters.